The early church addressed John as John the Divine because he entered a level where he could not die. They gave him poison, he didn't kill him. They threw him into boiling oil. When the oil finished boiling, he came out and said, that was a good bath. This is boiling oil. This church history. They said they tied him the back of a chariot and dragged him around the city. He didn't have injuries. He stood up and cleaned the dust. And they saw that this man couldn't be killed. They now sent him to an isle called Patmos. You know what Patmos is? Island of death. Since we can't kill you by boiling oil, we can't kill you by dragging you on the road. If we sentence you into isolation, you will die there of depression. While he was there, he said, I was in the spirit on the Lord's day. His whole experience became a day. I was in the spirit on the Lord's day. I saw. So from Patmos, which was supposed to be island of death, the guy found the gate of heaven. He said, I heard a voice as of a trumpet, and a door opened in heaven. And he said, come up hither, I will show you the things that are to come. When you are transfigured, you are able to bridge heaven and earth together. No man can kill you anymore. You become an immortal among men. I was in the spirit. This is where men like Elijah entered. The day that Elijah was supposed to depart, he knew. So it was not a surprise. He told Elisha that today I will be taken. Taken to where? How? Why? Those are questions that could not be answered in that generation. But a transfigured man knew some things. You know, I used to think that salvation was possible only when Jesus came, died and resurrected. I saw that there are gates in the spirit realm that some men explored. It is not a doctrine, but it's a journey of intimacy. You know what? Jesus was speaking and he said, Abraham, your father saw my day. Rejoiced in it. And the people looked at him and said, you are not yet 50 years old. How did Abraham meet you? And Jesus said, before Abraham was, I am. Because that lamb was slain before the foundation of the world. So some of us met him when he came here. Others went to before the foundation of the world and met him there. So there were people who purchased it by meeting him where he was slain before the foundation of the world. And there are those who don't have the journey of intimacy. They have to wait for him to come here. And you think Elijah just vanished. On the Mount of Transfiguration, Elijah stood there with Moses and was talking to him about the things that will happen to him in Jerusalem. That means Elijah knew about the death, burial, and resurrection. Transfiguration. When he came to where he was to be carried, he said, this time, what do you want? Is that a man talking? That's an immortal. He said, give me a double portion of what you carry. He said, you have asked for a difficult thing, but I will tell you how to get it. So they knew secrets in God. This is not something that I can give carelessly. But if you see me as I'm taking. See, one of the things with the patriarchs is that they knew where human ability stopped and they knew where God's ability begins from. Isaac told his son, get me a Zafari venison and my soul will bless you. Means my soul don't bless because I talk. A frequency my soul enters to bless you, and it will take a venison for my soul to ascend there. Are you seeing spiritual knowledge? So the guy showed up. He said, the perfume of my son is like a field that the Lord has blessed. I bless you with the dew of heaven. Which heaven? Where is heaven? The guy was talking like a god. And when you trace the life of Jacob, it was so. Laban testified that God has blessed me because of you. Your presence made God to bless me. And that's because of what Isaac rubbed on him. You think this way? These are realities, but they are scattered so that men who can journey will access them. And this is Christianity. Because the elders of old tasted it. We have the full reality, but we are not walking in it. We are arguing like philosophers and theologians. When Esau came to Isaac, Isaac said, there's no blessing for you anymore. I excavated all the blessings available and put it on your brother. He has become your Lord. When Esau cried and cried and cried, the guy checked again. What can we do for this boy? And he said, okay, there's no blessing. But any day you become restless, you will break the yoke. How did they know these things? And if you break the yoke, you will equilibrate. Spiritual intelligence. Because these were beings that knew the doorway to heaven. Some of them entered there bodily. You are quoting flesh and blood cannot receive the kingdom. Somebody else was carried. So at some point in glory, there was transfiguration. Immortality swallowed mortality. This is what every Christian should walk in. We are at different levels. And this is what defines our Christianity. How much of your immortal dimension is showing. There's a level you will get to that your words will have more authority. And somebody wants to die, you say no. And that person won't die. That's Christianity. It's not that all of us are helpless and we are all looking for what the godless people are looking for. It means what we are doing is largely religion. Because the proof that we have something that they should desire is that where they are frustrated, we should be able to change frustration.